Long Island Rap Radio. I'm here with Paul Rello, the next and upcoming talent on Long Island. Huh?
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
All right. So how you been?
I'm chilling, man. I'm out here, bro. Just dropped 2 singles in the past, say, month and a half. I got another one on the way. Getting ready to drop a music video soon. So
Okay.
just been working, man.
So how long you been doing music for?
So I've been writing, since I was really young. I would say like maybe 10, 12, 13. But I didn't really start taking songwriting and my artistry as serious until, say, a couple years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, man, it's been a journey. I've just been diligent. I've been putting in the work. I'm really building a catalog. Spending a lot of time in the studio, and now I'm at a place where I'm ready to just start releasing records and doing shows and start really, putting my foot on the gas.
Okay. Okay. So where you from?
I'm from Hicksville, Long Island.
Okay. So any concerts coming up? What's like any shows?
So I got a show coming up November 5th at RC Dugan's on Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow. That's going to be a dope show. We got a few different artists there. We got the Giants Music Group, Eric Devine, Deja Chanel, Lou Vega, and then we got Reek the Villain's going to be headlining.
Oh,
So
that's
it's going to be
nice.
a dope experience.
How can they get there? Like any tickets they gotta buy? Is to go through Eventbrite, or do you just show up and?
Just show up. Yeah, it's $20 at the door.
Okay.
And yeah, man.
All right. And then question: how you came up with the name Paul Rello? How'd you like? That's gonna be my station. How'd you come up with that?
So it was tough, like I kind of, went through a different few names that I was really trying to pick out, and it just came to the point where I was like, you know what, Paul Rello, like that's just it. It got a ring to it. That is my government,
Okay.
and I was talking to one of my friends too. He was like, you kind of just have that name that has a ring to it. Like it's not too long, it's short, and yeah, man, it's just really representing who I am. That's it. It's Paul Rello.
Question: before you sound the name, like, all right, I'm gonna go with my government name, Paul Rello. Was you like messing around with names? Like maybe I might go by this hash or this handle.
Yeah.
Like, can you say some of the names you was thinking about going with?
Sheesh. Paulie the Kid was something I was thinking about going with. Paulie Bars was one of the names that one of my friends gave me.
Okay.
Um, Growing up, my nickname was Bullet, so I was contemplating maybe going with that. So there was a few names, but they just kind of didn't really pan out. And I don't feel like they really stuck out like the way Paul Rello does. And I'm also boxing right now as well.
Nice.
I have about 9 fights amateur. I've won the Golden Gloves 3 times, and now I'm back in the gym. Getting ready to fight in the Golden Gloves again in 23, and then my goal is to go pro next year. So to kind of have 2 different names, like a rap name and then go by my real name with boxing, I just felt like it would be better to just stick with Paul Rello.
So you got like 2 big things you're doing. You're doing boxing, also doing the music.
Yeah.
Do you ever like combine the 2? So like, say you have a YouTube video of your highlights from boxing. Use your music as the background so they can check you out and see what you're about from both worlds. Both communities can come together.
Yeah, so that's been the goal, this whole time that I've really spent a lot of time in the studio perfecting my craft, building the catalog, and, that's been the goal this whole time, is to find a way to tie boxing with music. And, now that I'm at this place, I'm in the best shape of my life. I have, a few different records right now. One of them is a short film about a troubled boxer that, there was a lot of acting. It was a huge production. We're getting ready to release that in November. So, when I drop that record in that video, I think it's going to give more of an idea of who I am as an artist and a boxer. But it's definitely, a big goal of mine is to find a way to tie the 2 together. And eventually, I do have some other content of me in the gym, continue dropping content like that.
So the video's already shot and already done.
Yeah, video is shot and done. 2 of them are shot and done. One of them is being released in hopefully 2 weeks from now. That was shot with Tanner from Street Heat. Big
Okay.
shout out to Tanner.
Shot 10.
Yeah, that was just a dope shoot, man. He really put his all into, all of the different scenes and the places that we went. A lot of scenes in New York, and that video is gonna be fire. And then we're gonna follow that up with Glory.
More Glory coming out.
We don't have a set release date, but it's looking like end of November, beginning of December, and that's going to be perfect timing because the Golden Gloves, which is now called the Ringmasters. There was some legal issues.
When they changed the name? When they changed that?
They changed it in 2017. That was actually the last time I fought in the gloves. They changed it for some sort of legal reasons. The Daily News and USA Boxing, for whatever reasons they had, we weren't allowed to use the name Golden Gloves, which, in my opinion, I thought that was pretty unfair. This is a competition that's been around. I mean, my grandfather, just 50, 60 years this competition's been around, but it is what it is. But I still refer to it as the Golden Gloves, but now it's called the Ringmaster Tournament. But, back on track, that's going to be starting up in January, and it's going to be perfect timing for me to release this video, which is themed around the Golden Gloves. So,
staying on the fact of the Golden Gloves, a lot of high-profile celebrities also won was a Golden Glove champion as well, like Martin Lawrence for one of them. So that kind of opens up a lot of doors for you to expand and meet other people by winning. It's how it works with like a tournament, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a tournament. So basically, for my weight class, it's one of the most busiest weight classes. Sometimes lighter guys go in, they only have to fight 2 times, and then they're at Madison Square Garden fighting in the finals. But for someone like me, it would be about 5, maybe 6 fights. Yeah.
Okay. And okay. Threw me off there with that one a little bit. Hold on. So Madison Square Garden, that's gonna be where the Golden Gloves is gonna be at.
That's where when you make it to the finals, you fight at Madison Square Garden.
Okay, that's dope. Dope. So, all right. Damn.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, it's dope, bro. It's been a hell of a journey. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time for me to really get my stuff together, going through my 20s, balancing my life between boxing, music. Obviously, I got to pay the bills with work and whatnot. But being where I'm at now, you know what I mean? I'll put in the work, I'll put in the time. And I'm just excited, man. This next year, 23, I got a big project. It's going to be dropping. Going to be fighting left and right. Hopefully, going to be turning pro. And, just keep going with it.
Circling back to music, what was your biggest, what artist inspired you the most to take this seriously? That's the artist that's the reason why I want to get into the game, because of him. You model your style after.
So I grew up listening to a lot of the 90s rappers. That was my go-to, man. Big Pun.
What year you was born?
91.
Okay.
So listening to just all the old school artists, Wu-Tang, Tupac, Biggie, like I said, Big L, 50 Cent, G-Unit, that entire era, Lil Wayne. I grew up on when hip-hop was genuinely hip-hop. I mean, no offense to none of the new artists, but I just feel we kind of took a shift in, from where hip-hop has started and where it's at now.
Where do you feel we took the shift at? What time, what year, what artist, what made us go into that shift? If you had to say, remember, it's your opinion. What you have to say?
I mean, I ain't gonna put it on one artist. I could think of a few, but I would say that 2009 going into 2010, 11, 12, we took a little bit of a shift, but it was still popping back then. It wasn't everybody sounded the same. I think Lil Wayne kind of set a really high standard, and a lot of people started taking to his style,
of course.
To his sound, and I would just say probably 2014, 15, 16, just year by year is slowly, got more and more saturated. A lot of artists kind of sounding the same.
Would you say it's more let's say pop now instead of rap now? It's more pop.
It's funny you say that, because I had kind of not an argument, but a debate with this kid that I was working with, and I feel like it's not really rapping right now. A lot of artists is singing, you know what I'm saying? And granted, it's got it's a mix between the two, but it's rapping isn't really rapping. It's not wordplay. It's not wordsmith. It's not what it used to be, and it's all good. Things change. I'm not, times change, things change. The young kids, what they want to listen to changes, so it's you can't really be mad at it. You got to just take it for what it is. But when it comes to the hip hop that I value, it would definitely be some of the older artists, or even Nipsey. He still had that. You know what I'm saying? That's timeless music. Kendrick Lamar, that's timeless music. You can go back and listen to Pimp a Butterfly, or you know what I'm saying? Like you could go listen to his music 5, 10. Matter of fact, that what was the album that was on the charts for like 5 years? Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was on the charts for like 5 years.
He won
or
like
something.
about like 9 VMAs for that. Some crazy like that.
Like that's a start. Like that kind of music. Like you could listen to that in 10 years and it's not gonna get played out. So I think as artists, like it's important for us to aspire to be making timeless music and music that really matters.
So do you feel like it's very like money generated now? It's like artists are coming out, they don't really care about what they're putting out there. It's like whatever can get a quick buzz, get a quick TikTok, get a quick Instagram following.
For sure, man. And like everything in society today is just quick attention span. Like people don't really have the time to sit there and listen. You know what I mean? It's just what's next, what's next, what's next. You know, and I think that my bad, I got thrown off. What was the question again? Sorry.
Nah, I was just saying how what's it called? So like artists right nowadays, they don't make strong enough content anymore. They make content for like a quick buzz, a quick TikTok following. They make songs especially for TikTok now, like so you can just dance to it real quick. It's not like as you said with Kendrick Lamar.
Saying about the money, that was I think.
It's about the money too, but it's like Kendrick Lamar, you said how he made Good Kid, Mad City, and he has a lot of quality songs in it. You can play it back, still here on the radio till today. A lot of these songs they play today, gone tomorrow.
And that's like that one and done artistry where it's just like, you know, people are making similar sounding music, you know, it comes in, it's hot, and then a couple months later it's gone. Like for me, like the hit records that I grew up on, like you would be hearing them in the club, like even like Sean Paul, like Glue, like that song was like for all of the 2000s, like it just never died out. And it's like
shout out to Sean Paul.
Yeah, big shout out to Sean Paul. But you know, music didn't really die out the way that it does now, and it just is what it is. You know, all that could do for someone like me or artists that really take their, you know, artistry seriously, their craft seriously, is to just keep working and putting out music, be diligent, and put out music that, you know, is going to resonate, where people are going to relate to it, and it's going to be around for a long time.
So, all right, so let's say a day goes by, right? They cut you a check, right? And they want you to change your image. Would you change your image to fit the mold, or would you stick by how you want to make music?
You know, it's a funny question. Like, if it came to completely changing and letting them, like, you know what I mean, I was going to use an artist, but I'm not going to use something.
No, go ahead.
Like, to change my shit the way, like, MGK kind of changed from, like, that rap to, like, if they wanted me to do something that drastic, for me, absolutely not.
No.
And big shout out to MGK, you know what I'm saying? Like, what he's doing is dope. He's put in the work. Like, a lot of hit records and whatnot. But, you know, for something like that, like, I can't see myself completely changing. Or, like, for me, I like making music that's, again, relatable. Like, people can, you know, hear it and just kind of let it resonate with them. So, like, to go from that to making music about money and women and things like that, or things that just aren't really who I am, like, I can't see myself doing something like that.
Okay. And if you had to choose five rappers from out in Long Island, if you know 5 rappers from Long Island, who would you pick as your top 5?
Rakim,
Okay.
number 1. You know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes. Are you talking about like old school artists?
We could talk about old school and today artists, or anybody who's up and coming too.
Anybody up and coming? Drawing a blank here. I mean, I'm pretty sure Biz Markie was from out here. I mean, like, you got to give it to a lot of the old school artists, but yeah, man. I mean, Reek's still doing his thing, so big shout out to Reek.
Okay.
I got 4, and then the Giants Music Group. Gotta give it to everybody on the Giants, y'all. My boy Eric Devine, Lou.
shout him out.
Lou Vega, Bruce Stain, Zay. Big shout out to everybody. So I would have to put them in as a collective unit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let them know where to find you at. Let them know your Instagram. Let them know the SoundCloud. Let them know everything.
Yeah, man. So it's Paul Rello across the board. PaulRello. That's on all digital platforms. Instagram, all social media. So it's really fun.
All right, that's a wrap. Long Island Rap Radio. I'm here with Paul Rello, and that's it.